What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Pam Marie, and today I'm coming at you with a get ready with me video featuring the Supreme Bronze palette from Artist Couture. But before we get into all the makeup, I just want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. I do see you and I really appreciate you. If you are just stumbling upon this video, don't be shy. If you're feeling the content, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And everybody, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with your friends if you are feeling it, and click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any other content coming up. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and feature the Supreme Bronze palette, and this is what that looks like. It does consist of 12 pressed pigment shades of a warmer neutral vibe, which is my aesthetic, so I really appreciate the palette. So I did go ahead and pick this up when it first launched, but I wanted to just play around with it and get a feel for the shadows, as I've never purchased any other products from this line before. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Face is already prepped, freshly washed, moisturized, and prepped for makeup application. Brows were done off camera using my Precisely My Brow in the shade 4.5. I did go ahead and highlight my brow bone using my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Sucre d'Orge, like normal. And then I, for the first time, checked out the Patrick Ta for Brows brow gel, which is cool. So that's what we have here. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish setting the rest of my prepping the rest of my lid with the same concealer for the shadow application. I'm just going to use my finger to just apply that and pat it in and blend it out. And if you see me looking down, I'm just looking down into my mirror. And the same thing on the other eye. Let me just blend this out a little bit more. Same thing on the other eye, just applying that concealer and blending it out with my finger. So tell me down in the comments whether or not you've checked out this palette, how you've been enjoying it. I've been really enjoying it. If you're not following me on IG, I don't know why not, but the link is in the description bar. Check it out, because I do put most of my looks on there if it's not on here, and that is the place where you can interact with me the most. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the palette. So I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Toasty, and I'm going to fluff that in my crease. But before I do that, I'm forgetting something. I'm taking my Sephora translucent setting powder. Looks like this, and I'm just going to set that concealer in place before we get started. Just so that way it makes the blending easier. Okay, so with the same brush, I'm just going to take the color Toasty and fluff that through my crease for my transition shade. I found the shades to be really easy to work with thus far. I haven't had any problems with anything like skipping or not being pigmented. I really feel like this is an everyday, you know, beginner-friendly palette to have, work appropriate. So I've really been enjoying it. And like I said, I'm just fluffing this through my crease and blending it out. I know I'm blending kind of wild here, but hope this is coming across to you guys. I'm just gonna deepen that a little bit more. And the same thing on the other side. And I'm not being like neat or precise by any means. I'm literally just fluffing this around through my crease and on my outer V, just to get a base going. Let me just make sure that both sides are matching in pigmentation. This side looks like it needs a little bit more love. And the colors build up really great. Like I said, no skipping or anything like that. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, let's see where we want to go with this. All right, so next I'm going to use a more densely packed blending brush just to deepen out the outer V and place that color just a little bit further into the outer V area for dimension, and fluffing it through the crease as well, like I guess to the beginning 1/3 of my eye. Oh, that looks pretty good. And that was just one tap of color and just blended it through. So again, just a little bit further in, circular motions right in that area, just staying right there, and then fluffing it to the beginning 1/3 of the eye. Just gonna do something real simple today. Just making sure both sides are matching. And raising my brows up just to make sure that the crease is getting blended all the way. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, let's see what we're gonna do for the lid today. I think I wanna do something that I wouldn't normally do. So I'm gonna take the shade Glisten right here. And I'm just going to apply that with a flat shader brush. And swipe this in the empty space. And I'm bringing it a little bit over that deeper color that we put. What was that called? Baked. Just to make sure. That everything looks seamless and blended. And then going back in with that same brush that I applied baked with, and I'll just fluff towards the Glisten shade. Okay, and the same thing on the other eye. Just packing that color into the flat shader brush and then applying it into the empty area, just a little bit over the deeper shade for the easiest way for its easiest seamless blend. And I really like that. Back into the big, to the fluffy blending brush, and then sweeping that big shade a little, back towards the Glisten. Okay. So that is it for the, actually, nope, I'm just going to, let's keep using this palette a little bit more. So I'm going to take this shade Mirage, which is right here. Sorry for the fingerprints on the brush. And I'm going to use that to highlight my brow bone. And then back in with the original brush that I used to apply the shade Toasty, just to make sure that there's no harsh line there. And I love a matte brow bone highlight. And then I'm just gonna stop there onto the, stop there on the eyes, and let's get into some of the complexion. And then we'll, you know, get into the details of the eyes after we finish that. All right, so I am going to be using my Dior Face and Body in the shade 4.5N. I'm putting that, I'm just gonna apply some on the back of my hand and then just dot it across my face. No rhyme or reason to any of this, of, you know, application, just putting it on. All right, and I'm going to take my Sonia G Jumbo Base. And I'm still in the process of testing these bad boys out. These are a recent launch from Sonia. I am more of a sponge person, but I have really been enjoying and finding it easy to navigate using brushes as of receiving these. So there will be a dedicated video to that coming out shortly. As you can see, it's going along quite easily. Just making sure I'm getting in that between the eye area. Okay. Short hair, don't forget your ears and your neck. So that is that. For concealer, I'm going to use my Dior Forever Skin Correct in the shade 4WO. And use that for my concealer today. Okay. And then I'm going to use my Sonia G Soft Concealer, looks like that. And that's another one that's part of that set. And just blend this concealer out. And I'm bringing it right up to the edge of my nose for reverse contouring. And just fluffing out the edges, like wisping them outward. And that's that. And I do have my brush here just to kind of make sure all the edges are blended out. You cannot, with the harsh lines. Okay. I think I just had a lot extra on this one side over here. So I'm pressing this in. I'm not swiping, just pressing with the brush. This I'm gonna pull outward just to kind of feather the color. Same thing with this. I'm just gonna press at first because I just want it to be targeted. Just pressing. I'm just gonna take my sponge. Okay, so before I set, I am going to spray my beauty blender with some Caudalie Beauty Elixir, and then make sure to press out any creases that may be under the eye area, and then what do I want to set with? Oh, you know what? I haven't tried this too often, but I've had it here for a long time. The Kosas Pillowy Clouds, the Kosas Cloud Set in the shade Pillowy. That looks like that. And I'm gonna use this. I'm just gonna use the Sonia G Mini Base and just press that under the eye. And making sure to pay special attention around my nose and upper lip area. I don't know if my skin is changing, but I normally have dry skin. But as of recently, I've been noticing that I've been getting a little oily around here. Okay, so that is that. Same brush, I'm going to use my Sephora Micro Smooth Powder, and I'm in the shade Tan. And I'm going to stamp this first in the areas that I did not highlight, and then I will begin to, like, you know, swirl and buff it in. That way I can make sure that those areas are set before I do my bronzer. Today for bronzing, I'm going to use, what do I want to use? Oh, I know. I'm going to use my Dior Forever bronzer. I'm in the shade 7, and it's called Golden Bronze. Just to warm up the face a little bit. And for this, I'm going to use, I think I'm going to stick with the mini base. Just stamp that. And then blend it. Same thing on the forehead, stamping and then dragging back towards the hairline. Just to make sure. I think that looks pretty good. Taking that along the jawline. And pulling back under the chin. And then Same deal always. Well, I did a reverse contour, bringing that concealer all the way up on the sides of my nose. So I do have some definition there, but I'm just going to trace that and then feather this up into the brow. And the same on this side. And I always just go in a circular motion, so it's not like a, you know, carved out situation. I just follow, like, let the contour sink into the natural areas of my, you know, nose with a light hand. So that is that. Let's see what I want to do for blush. Actually, let's go ahead and get back into the eyes. I am going to take what do I want to do? I'm going to take a small pencil brush and I'm going to take the shade Baked all across. Just going to do like smoky and just smoke out the lower lash line. And I'm not going to go all the way into the inner corner with this because I want to leave that spot open. Just smudge that across, and I'm just, you know, pulling it up so it can meet with the top shadow and leaving that inner third area clear. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And now I'm just gonna take a detailed fluffier brush, looks like this, and I'm gonna take the shade Toasty and just blend under that line that we made so it's not so harsh. Okay. For the upper lash line, I'm just going to draw a classic wing, nothing too dramatic, but I do just want to get something up there to amp up the look. Okay. So I'm just going to use my KVD tattoo liner. This is the shade Trooper Black. Not too long today, but you ever notice how I get so quiet when it's time for the wing and lashes? It's like that focus. Okay. I never have this much trouble, but they don't want me to be great today. Here's what it is. Just gonna leave it at that. All right, so let's get some mascara on. Oh, actually, before we get into mascara, I'm going to take the shade from the palette called Sand, and I'm going to pop that in my inner corner. And bring it down also to the lower lash line to meet up with the those colors as well. And I also like to kind of like just feather up that inner corner highlight into the shade that's on the lid as well. Or this is a little stark tone. Let's just blend that out. So I just stamp it on like my inner corner, and then the excess I just use the side, the side of the brush, and just kind of like bring it into the crease, meaning those shades for that like ethereal kind of glam look. All right, so time for lashes. Normally I skip mascara on the top lashes because I'm gonna put on falsies, but we're just gonna go with it today and just do the whole thing. I recently just got into lashes, period, when I first started doing looks, and posting them, because they do amp up, a look. So before I was just a mascara girl, now I'm like, I put down the mascara and I picked up the digging lashes. So, but either way, whatever your preference, do what you love. Okay. And let's give some love to those lashes on the bottom. I usually do my lash. I'm gonna put some liner in my inner waterline on the bottom, but I usually do the lash, the mascara first down there, just so it doesn't. If I'm gonna go with a nudie color in there, so I don't want to disturb that. Okay. So this is what we're looking like. I think it's coming out pretty good. Like I said, very friendly palette, easy to work with, and you get some bomb look. So let's see. So for my inner waterline on the bottom, I'm going to take my MAC liner in the shade NC42 NW35. Looks like this. I'm just gonna pop that in my lower waterline. I don't know why I've been really feeling the bottom waterline like different colors besides like your classic black or brown. I'm taking my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Glow, and I'm going to use that for my highlight today. I am going to use just a fan brush from Sephora and just work that into, ooh, that's nice. Work that in there. Yeah, I think I'm going to skip the blush. I think I like the bronziness of the whole thing. Just work it in to the cheek and bring it downwards to meet the bronzer, tip of the nose, Cupid's bow. Just gonna take my finger and just pop it right in here in the middle and just stamp it in, press it in. I think I pressed it in too much. If y'all hear my son making noise in the background, he's just a hater. All right, so now I'm going to take my sponge and just Actually, I'm going to spray it a little bit with the Caudalie spray and just stamp that highlighter in so there's no harsh line. There we go. And I'm going to also just take the excess. I'm not adding any more product and just run it across my like right above my temples on my forehead. Okay, let's see what we're doing for the lips. I think I'm gonna keep it pretty nude, like a nude vibe, and I'm pretty sure if you know me, then you already know that we're about to get into this. Oh, actually, I'm gonna use. I have some. I lied. I'm not going to do my same old, same old. I did pick up some new liners from Buxom, and this is what they look like. They are called the Buxom Powerline lip plumping liner crayons, and I got 4 shades. I got 4 shades, but I only see 3. I must have lost. I don't know. I didn't. It's not lost, but it's somewhere in here. I will probably do a dedicated video to these. But the colors that I have in front of me right now, I have Rich Rose, Creamy Chocolate, and High Def Honey. I'll swatch them for you. And I saw I believe I'll put the IG in the description bar. I believe her name is Johnette W. She's a makeup artist, but I saw these from her and I'm like, oh, I gotta grab them. So I'm just gonna swatch them on the back of my hand and I'll show you guys. I've really been enjoying her content as well. So, and I like to show love and support to, you know, and give credit where credit is due. All right, so top, Rich Rose. The middle one is High Def Honey. And then we have, what was it? Creamy Chocolate down on the bottom. They're really creamy, very, not too emollient where it's going to be slipping and sliding all over your lips, but it's easy to apply. And a cool thing about these liners, oh, let me show you the shape of them. They're not like your classic liners, so they are retractable. But it has a slanted tip. I don't know if this is coming up for you guys. There we go, a slanted tip instead of your classic like rounded tip. And they also come with a brush on the other end, so that way you don't have to have a lip brush or anything to kind of do your lip blending if you're using if you're doing like a dimensional lip. So I think with this I'm going to use the Creamy Chocolate. And it kind of like, and also the way the shape of the liner is, it kind of like does the work for you a bit, where you just have to apply. You don't have to worry about like, you know, going down lower to make sure you fill in like a little bit of the bottom. And it does the Cupid's bow. I know I messed it up, but it does the Cupid's bow so effortlessly. And then you can go ahead and take that brush side and just like feather in. To blend out the, any, you know, whatever part you want to blend out. Everybody does their lip a little different, so that's going to be your personal preference. I like mine to kind of do like a pouty effect. And then what she did with it was what I'm going to do with it today. I am going to take the Rich Rose and just apply that as my lip. And then again, oh, excuse me. I'm going to go back into the Creamy Chocolate shade because I don't want to mess up the the rich rose brush with the brown, and just continue feathering that brown into the rosy color. And I like that. And I am gonna put on a gloss. Let's see. Oh, I know. My fave. Well, one of my faves. I'm gonna use the Pat McGrath in Earth Angel. Looks like this. Pretty sure you guys have seen this. And just pop it in the center. Now, I'm gonna just spray my face and then we can get these lashes on, and that's gonna be it, y'all. All right, so y'all already know the deal. If you, like I said, if you've been here before, you should already know that I'm about to use my lashes that I get from AliExpress. And I'm going to use my Kiss Lash Glue to apply. So I'm just grabbing my Kiss Lash Glue, and then we could go ahead and finish off this look. Sorry, I keep all of my like liners and things inside a gridded. So sometimes, and I'm just tracing right over that wing, and I'm not taking it all the way to the length of the wing, but just tracing it to just apply some glue in that area. And then I'm going to take my lash and pop it on. And I apply my middle section first. Today is not letting me be great, y'all. It's probably because I got this Dior mascara on here, and I normally do not even fool with that foolishness. Yeah, so that's the mascara because it has my lashes like already set in place, like my natural lashes. There we go. And then I just use my fingers and smush the two together. Look at that. No lash, lash. Just amped up the whole game. All right, same thing on the other side. Just getting some of that glue onto the lash line, closest to your lash line, to the base. Let's apply the lash. Way. There we go. Just smush the two together. All right, so here is the finished look, you guys, featuring the Supreme Bronze palette. Like I said, and down in the description, down in the comments, let me know if you guys have checked this palette out, what your thoughts are, if you're going to be checking it out after seeing what I did with this. Like I said, don't forget to go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you are not doing so already. And thank you guys for watching, and thank you for your continued support. And until next time.